Hello everybody. I wanted to catch everyone up on the past several days. I know there's not been any videos, and actually the last video was from over a week ago. It has been a week of nightmares, pretty much. But after this video, starting tomorrow, I did start filming again yesterday. So after this, we will go back to regular filming. But I made a timeline because so much has happened, and hopefully it'll make it quicker to go through. And if it looks weird, Colin is in my lap getting pets. We all know Honey and Blanca's family came in. And then Honey had to leave because she spiked a sudden high fever and started vomiting. And the baby celebrated their week-old birthday. And right after, about 2 days after that, everything, everything. The first thing that started happening is Gina and Janet stopped gaining weight. You know, all the babies kind of had trouble for the first couple days, and they were tube fed, and then I just had to do Gina and Janet. But even with the tube feedings, they started to not gain weight, and they developed a little bit of diarrhea, which we did fecal testing on, and the fecal testing came back negative for everything. So So we did start them on a very small dosage of lysine and some probiotics, which seemed to kind of stabilize them for a little bit. Then the day after those fecal tests were done, Fig started sneezing, and by the night he was full on sneezing, coughing. He had just junk. He was drooling because he was mouth breathing, just very quickly. And then the next day, same thing with Shira. And this happened so fast. And Blanca had always, ever since she came in, you know, she'd had kind of the goopy eyes and a little bit of the, you know, snottiness, but not like this. So I took Fig to the vet and explained the situation, and the vet called actually Honey's vet, which Honey was not there anymore, but the foster and that vet are friends. Anyway, so we tested their mucus, and it turned out positive for FVR. Very fast. And the thing about it is they have, especially the big cats, have been vaccinated against it. They get a booster every year. But I was alerted to this fact that that doesn't always mean, you know, they won't catch it. Shira, however, didn't do horrible. She had it just for a couple of days. Fig had to have his chin shaved because of the matting. And anyway, it got really bad. Then Katrina started sneezing, and that was it. Katrina had it. The main things we treated it with is the Viraflox, which is an antiviral. It is not an antibiotic, it's an antiviral because the FVR is part of the herpes virus, and this stuff is a miracle worker. I love it. I don't normally like antivirals. They have a lot of side effects, and I normally don't give them antivirals, but this is a newer antiviral, which I had never tried before, and I will tell you, it really helped. And there were no side effects on any of the cats that took it. Now Blanca and Prim cannot have this. Blanca because she's a nursing mother, and Prim because she's too small. It is not rated for kittens, and she is still weighted as a kitten. And they're the two that still have symptoms. The other ones are doing great, but you know, so if you do ever have a case of FVR, you might want to check this out. Now each bottle is just 1 round for each cat, and they are like $40 a bottle, but you only give it once a day, and it really, really works. And with the breathing treatments, I really think the breathing treatments helped as well. Blanca and Prim can have the breathing treatments, and actually they enjoy them now. At first it was a little bit of struggle, but now they enjoy them. This bag had 30 vials in it, and it now only has 5. So we've done a lot of breathing treatments. The wonderful thing about it is the big kittens never had any symptoms, never had any symptoms, never got sick. We think this is because they just themselves were vaccinated for the FVR. They just had their shots not too long ago. We think that might be why. We don't know, but I got lucky. None of the kittens in the foster room or the nursery were ever sick. During all this, Gina and Janet started losing weight, and nothing I did, you know, and they weren't, like I said, their fecals came back negative. They were not breathing improperly. I don't know. So we started them on warmth therapy. We started them on I would put them in a box with the warming pad by themselves, and I would feed them small amounts a lot. Like every hour I would give them like 2 milliliters, just in case like too much was hurting their stomach. And I tried everything. Unfortunately, Gina and Janet passed within 30 minutes of each other. They, at the time, weighed 130 grams, and their siblings weighed about 230 grams. So there was a huge difference, and I hate it, but I tried everything, and but nothing worked. Now the other 4 kittens have tripled in their weight, and they are doing wonderfully. They are not having to be tube fed. Mama is taking excellent care of them. They've started hobbling around, which I filmed some of yesterday. And then the day after they passed, Prim started showing symptoms, which really worried me because Prim is small, and like I said, she can't have the antiviral. We are doing the breathing treatments. She still is showing symptoms. The bad thing with this virus is they don't eat. They don't eat anything. They don't drink. They don't eat. So she is on the lysine. She is on the breathing treatments. She gets Nutrical 3 times a day. And really all she's doing is sleeping. But she hasn't actually lost much weight. Like Fig lost a whole pound. Fig, he was the worst though. He was the absolute worst. So Prim is hanging in there. Genji, I thought we had, you know, gotten lucky with Genji, but Genji started sneezing last night. So he will go on treatment as well. Now, there were several good things that happened during this same time period. Well, I think they're good things. Some of you might not. But Emily and Dante were adopted together to a wonderful family, a husband and wife, and they have a 10-year-old. And they're very, very cute. I've gotten some pictures, which I'm either going to put in the community tab or in a video later this week. Then Georgie got adopted, and Georgie has a big sister, a 2-year-old sister, which Georgie is the same size of. And Georgie loves his dad. It is a whole family, but Georgie doesn't care. Georgie loves his dad. And I have some pictures of that as well, but I was very happy with that. And last, Barney. found a home. Barney has a brother and a sister and is in heaven with his brother and sister. And you know Barney, he didn't have any problems. And actually, it was very wonderful that they didn't have any problems with him either. There was no hissing, there was no spitting or posturing or anything like that. You know Barney, he just walked up to him and they all started playing. So I'm very happy with Barney's home too. That one was the hardest one for me. But I was also sick and, you know, everything had been going on. So I was quite emotional, but I'm very happy with where he is. And like I said, I didn't film any of this and I am so sorry. But between everything that's happening and my sickness, I know I told everybody that I was diagnosed with cat scratch disease, which is ludicrous. You might can see I have the knots on my neck. I have the little nodules. I did film some of that. Now the nodules were already old by the time we figured out what it was. But I did film it so future people can see what they look like, because I didn't even know it was an actual thing. I thought it was a silly song and, you know, something kind of made up to scare cat people, but it's not. It is an actual thing, and it makes you exhausted at times. At times you're exhausted, and at times you feel just perfectly normal. And there's some other things, but I'll go through that in the video. I am going to insert some footage after this, some happier footage of the little ones hobbling around. And the last thing that happened, and I'll have another video about that, but I've been trying to catch 2 feral kittens since December, and it's been awful and wonderful because I did bond with these kittens outside. They live a couple streets down, and I finally during this week caught them. One is behind in the cage behind the blanket, and the other one I caught first, pretty much at the beginning of this, which scared me to death because we didn't know what was happening when I caught the first one. And I thought, oh my goodness, if I brought this baby in and he or she gets sick, at the time I didn't know, but he's fine. They're fine, and he is running around somewhere. So that was another good thing that happened. That I think is all. This video is already going to be forever, and thank you guys for your patience without any videos, and let's watch some of the good footage now so we can end on a good note.